There are behaviors you should forgive. Mistakes, miscommunication, human error. But there is one thing you should never forgive. And the moment it happens, you walk away. Immediately. Not after a conversation. Not after they apologize. Not after they promise to change. Immediately. Because some violations don't deserve a second chance. They deserve an exit. And the Stoics understood something most people refuse to accept. Forgiveness is not always virtue. Sometimes it's weakness disguised as compassion. Marcus Aurelius forgave many things in his life. Betrayal from allies, criticism from enemies, mistakes from subordinates. But there was one line he never allowed anyone to cross twice. Intentional disrespect to his core values. Not accidents, not misunderstandings. Intentional. Accidents happen once. Choices reveal character. And when someone crossed that line, he didn't forgive them. He removed them. Permanently. Because forgiveness without discernment is not strength. It's self-destruction. What you never forgive. Deliberate betrayal. Not a mistake. Not a lapse in judgment. A calculated decision to harm you while smiling to your face. You tell them something vulnerable. The next week, they use it against you in an argument. When someone you trusted uses your vulnerabilities against you. When they share your secrets to damage you. When they sabotage you for their gain. That's not a mistake. That's strategy. And strategy doesn't deserve forgiveness. It deserves distance. Repeated disrespect after clear boundaries. The first time someone crosses a boundary, it might be ignorance. The second time, it's a test. The third time, that's a statement. They're telling you they don't respect you. And when someone tells you who they are through repeated action, believe them. Then leave. Manipulation disguised as love. When someone guilt trips you for having needs. When they twist your words to make you the villain. When they punish you emotionally for not complying. That's not love. That's control. And control that pretends to be love is the most dangerous kind. Because it makes you doubt yourself. Makes you think you're the problem. Makes you stay when you should run. Gaslighting. When someone denies reality to make you question your sanity. When they tell you things didn't happen the way you know they did. When they make you feel crazy for trusting your own experience. That's not miscommunication. That's psychological warfare. And you don't forgive warfare. You survive it. Why people forgive what they shouldn't fear of being alone. Fear of being called unforgiving, cold, heartless. Fear that walking away means giving up. It doesn't. Walking away means you value yourself more than you fear their judgment. And that's not weakness. That's survival. Epictetus said something most people ignore. If you tolerate what is intolerable, you become complicit in your own destruction. Read that again. Every time you forgive intentional harm, you're not being kind. You're training someone that harming you has no consequences. And behavior without consequences repeats. Always. The belief that forgiveness is always noble. Forgiveness has been weaponized. People use it to manipulate you into staying. If you really cared, you'd forgive me. Everyone makes mistakes. Holding grudges is toxic. All manipulation. Because real forgiveness is for accidental harm, not intentional destruction. And pretending you can't tell the difference is how you stay trapped. The line that can't be uncrossed. Here's the truth. Some actions are final. Not because you're unforgiving. Because the action itself is a door closing. When someone deliberately harms you, they've already left the relationship. You're just acknowledging it. They made the choice when they betrayed you. You're making the choice to respect yourself enough to walk away. That's not revenge. That's recognition. Why immediate action matters? Hesitation gives them time to manipulate you. The moment you wait, they start the apology script, the tears, the promises, the "I'll change" speech. And if you're still there to hear it, you're already losing. Because skilled manipulators know exactly what to say. They know which words soften you. They know how to make you doubt your decision. They know how to buy time until you forget the violation. And people who only respect consequences will always test you again when they think the consequences are gone. That's why you leave immediately, not to punish them, to protect yourself. Immediate action prevents negotiation. The moment you stay to talk, you're negotiating. And negotiating your boundaries means they're already winning. Because boundaries are not up for discussion. They're statements. And statements don't require the other person's agreement. When someone crosses a line you've clearly set, there's nothing to discuss. The discussion happened when you set the boundary. They chose to violate it anyway. Now you choose to enforce it. Immediately. Delayed consequences teach nothing. If you forgive intentional harm after a long conversation, what did they learn? They learned they can harm you and talk their way back in. They learned your boundaries are negotiable. They learned that consequences aren't real. And next time, they'll push further. Because you taught them they can. Immediate exit teaches everything. It teaches that your boundaries are final. That violations have instant consequences. That access to you is a privilege that can be revoked without warning. And most importantly, it teaches them that you value yourself more than you value their presence. That's the lesson that sticks. What walking away looks like. No explanation phase. You don't owe them a breakdown of why you're leaving. They know what they did. And if they don't, explaining won't help. Because people who don't understand boundaries don't suddenly learn them through conversation. They learn them through loss. So you leave. No speech, no closure, no final chance to defend themselves. Just gone. No second chances for intentional harm. Second chances are for accidents, for misunderstandings, for genuine mistakes made without malice. But intentional harm? That's not a mistake. That's a choice. And people who choose to harm you once will choose it again. Because the only thing that changed is they got caught. Not their character, not their intentions, just their awareness that you noticed. And that's not enough. No waiting to see if they change. Change happens before the violation, not after. If they had to lose you to decide to respect you, they didn't respect you. They respected the consequences. And the moment those consequences disappear, so does their respect. You don't stay to see if someone becomes worthy of you. You leave and let them prove it from a distance. And if they never do, you've already moved on. The Stoic approach. Seneca wrote something powerful about forgiveness. Forgive many things in others, nothing in yourself. Most people read that backward. They forgive everything in others and nothing in themselves. They excuse betrayal while beating themselves up for reacting to it. Seneca meant the opposite. Hold yourself to high standards, but also hold others to the same standards. And when someone fails those standards, intentionally, repeatedly, maliciously, you don't forgive. You remove them, calmly, permanently, without guilt. What you gain by walking away. Self-respect. The moment you walk away from someone who violated you, something shifts. You stop being a victim of their actions. You become the enforcer of your boundaries. And that enforcement rebuilds what their violation destroyed. Your sense of worth, your trust in yourself, your belief that you deserve better. All of it comes back the moment you choose yourself over them. Peace. Real peace. Not the fake peace that comes from pretending nothing happened. The real peace that comes from removing the source of harm. People think forgiveness brings peace. Sometimes it does. But other times, walking away brings peace. And the peace that comes from protecting yourself is deeper than the peace that comes from tolerating harm. Clarity. When you remove someone who harmed you, the fog lifts. You stop making excuses for them. You stop rewriting history to make their behavior acceptable. You stop gaslighting yourself to justify staying. And in that clarity, you see the truth. They weren't worth the energy you gave them, and you're better off without them. The hard truth about forgiveness. Forgiveness is not weakness, but forgiving what shouldn't be forgiven is. And most people don't know the difference. They think forgiveness is always the higher path. It's not. Sometimes the higher path is walking away and never looking back. Sometimes the higher path is protecting yourself, even if others call you cold. Sometimes the higher path is choosing your peace over their redemption. Because you are not responsible for fixing people who broke you. You're responsible for healing yourself. And healing requires distance from harm, not proximity to it. Marcus Aurelius knew this. He didn't forgive everyone. He forgave what deserved forgiveness, and he removed what didn't, without hesitation, without guilt, without second-guessing. Because self-preservation is not cruelty, it's wisdom. The final line. Never forgive intentional betrayal. Never forgive repeated boundary violations after warnings. Never forgive manipulation disguised as love. Never forgive gaslighting designed to make you doubt reality. These are not mistakes. These are choices. And choices that harm you deliberately don't deserve a second chance. They deserve an exit. Immediately. Not after they apologize. Not after they cry. Not after they promise change. Immediately. Because some doors, once closed, should never reopen. Not out of bitterness. Out of self-respect. You don't owe anyone forgiveness for intentionally harming you. You don't owe anyone a second chance to prove they won't do it again. You don't owe anyone your presence while they figure out how to respect you. You owe yourself protection. And protection sometimes looks like a permanent exit. So walk away. Immediately. Without explanation. Without guilt. Without looking back. Because the people worth keeping don't require forgiveness for intentional harm. They don't cross that line in the first place. And the ones who do, they've already shown you who they are. Believe them. Then leave. Not someday. Not after one more conversation. Now. Because you deserve relationships where forgiveness is for accidents, not survival strategies for abuse. Master this, and you'll stop wasting years on people who don't deserve minutes. You'll stop forgiving what should be forgotten, and you'll start protecting yourself the way the Stoics did, with discipline, with clarity, with immediate action. Never forgive this. Walk away immediately. Your peace depends on it.